Hello YouTubers, this is Cyberdyne24 and here's another installment. Hopefully this will be the final installment on rebuilding / repairing the Stihl HS80 hedge trimmer. Today I was fortunately able to pick up rest of the needed parts to finish this thing up, and the objective today would be to get all the new parts installed, put everything back together, and see if this thing will start up and run. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the blades back today. I didn't receive a call yet from my guy who is doing the sharpening of the blades, but I really necessarily don't need those. I mean, the biggest thing that would make me happy is just to get this thing started and running. But I do have the grease and also the new gear case gasket that actually goes to that. And once I get the blades back from being sharpened, then I will install the blades and then install the gear case gasket and put the new lubrication inside. It just seems kind of a waste to do all that work to have to take it all apart again just to put the blades back in. So, but as you know from our previous video, shine the light back on the project. As you know from the previous video, here, just put the gas tank on there for the heck of it. But as you know from the previous video, we actually installed the muffler, we installed the carburetor, the gasket, the carburetor, this metal shield, and then the whole air cleaner assembly. Today what we're going to do is we are going to install, well, that's the gasket and also that. Believe me, for stuff like this, I would always recommend keeping it in a nice warm place, especially anything kind of rubber like the fuel lines, the gasket, and the grease. I don't know if it's low temp grease or not, but today we are going to install brand new throttle cable, since I kind of made a mistake on the first place with the other throttle cable. Brand new fuel filter and also grommet. As you can see from here, new piece of fuel hose, and also the line and also the grommet and also line that the fuel filter connects to, which then goes into the gas tank. And then I have the cup, where the plastic coupler goes, and the other gas line will go into. It looks like the gas line here, the one line that's it's kind of really hard to see. I'm trying to show it, but you have two lines. You have one line here on the bottom of the carburetor that's the line that's actually going to go to the gas tank. Then you have another line that is right over here that goes from the carburetor to the actual gas tank itself. So it goes from the primer bulb to the gas tank, and from the gas tank to the bottom of the carburetor. So usually in cases like this, when you actually have to install brand new grommets and stuff like that, instead of using like a screwdriver to get it in, I would recommend using like liquid wrench, any kind of penetrating oil, because that will also help soften the grommets up, make them easy to go in. Plus also it's also a good thing just to keep these grommets in a nice warm area for a while before you actually do this. That's why I had these things sitting in my furnace room as soon as I got them this morning, so they've been sitting there for for pretty much most of the day. And let's get started. Just got to grab some penetrating oil and also my gloves, and we'll get started with this project. And pretty much for the grand tally of replacement parts. First parts was about 40. I mean, was about $23 for the first set of parts, and the second set of parts cost me about 45. Saved myself a little bit money, because since they already had the gas line hose in stock, and I didn't have to buy that again. Just grabbing some necessary tools, screwdrivers, anything of that nature. Also some wire snips, so I can cut the hose, or you can use a utility knife. Might use that instead. Probably do a nice cleaner cut. Also, I have a tape measure handy to be able to take care of the to measure it out, because from what I was told, from where I picked my parts up from, guy said if I just cut them in, it's a foot long hose. If I cut it in 6 inches, I should have plenty of room to be able to run the 2 lines without any problems whatsoever. So hey, I believe those guys, because those guys would not steer me wrong. Now the first thing you have to do, which I did previously, was you take the torque. There are there are 4 T20 Torx head screws that actually hold the handle together, and hopefully by some luck I can actually pop this stupid thing off. But I got a feeling that this little decal down here is causing the issue with trying to split this apart. So, you know, get your trusty utility knife. Make sure it's got a nice blade on it, and just slit. There you go. It slits it off, so hopefully I can take this thing off without any problems. Now I'm just not trying to take anything apart or anything like that, but I'm just trying to get a hold of the stupid yeah, I'm just trying to get a hold of this stupid part where the damn throttle linkage is at, where the throttle cable starts, so I can pop that off. And just, or is this going to be an issue? I'm trying to figure where the throttle cable's at. Aha! Hey, this is probably the reason why. There's actual Torx head bit. Is this another T20? That's a T27. Yeah, it's a T27 Torx bit. Hopefully taking this bit off will, the screw out will actually let me get access to the, hopefully let me gain access to the handle. Because that's what I really primarily need the most, is to get access to the damn handle. Okay, it's something that is something completely different. I gotta pull back on, reinstall that. That's taken care of. Still got to figure out how the heck I'm going to get access to this stupid... Great. Of course, this is all starting to come apart, which is not the way I originally really wanted it to. I just wanted to get this thing to come out. Nice. Urgh. Finally. Okay. Came out nicely. Looks like this is the connector for... Okay. Looks like there's some kind of clamp of some sort that's actually holding the two pieces together. So using my screwdriver and just pushing this plastic piece in so I can get this stupid thing out. Never thought this thing was going to be that much of a pain just to get to a lousy throttle cable. Okay. Will this thing come apart now? Or will it not? Okay. Alright! Yay! I got it apart, finally. As you can see right here, this is pretty much how the throttle cable is all put together. And this is the spring for changing the angle of the if I just... That's why I knew what the biggest pain was going to be doing this throttle cable. So it was best for me to just work on this first before doing anything else. And let me just take part of the old, get rid of that. And get rid of this old part of the throttle. Linkage out. And we're going to snake this new one in. This is where the new throttle linkage is going to get positioned in. And it'll just get connected like so. So what we do is we just kind of sort of tug on this a little bit. Okay, that's okay. And for that other linkage that we accidentally pulled, which should not have been, it should have been obvious that that wasn't the throttle linkage. Pull that up a little forward. Put this thing back in its... Okay. Now where is this thing supposed to be held? Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be held. Held in something like that. Probably held in all the way over here. Okay. We're going to put this back in. Hopefully we can get all this stuff back in without having any problems. Luckily I have a good idea on how this is all set up, so I shouldn't have a problem with it. And then of course the spring will go Of course, this spring is fighting me just like the one spring when I was replacing the carburetor. And now even the switch is starting to fight with me a little. But hey, that's what you get, I guess. Hopefully this will be the first time, and also last time, well, hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to put a brand new... Okay, made a mistake by not putting this over the O-ring. So now I gotta pop this thing, pop this out, fish under the O-ring, and put it all in again. Alrighty, 18 minutes already. 18 minutes in, and I've already wasted that much time just trying to put this stuff back in. That's why people doing these YouTube videos, that's why it takes forever to edit, because by all means, this is a royal pain in the keister to try to do it. Without doing any kind of editing to it, because believe me, okay. Switch is actually put back in. And as we know, this goes here. Or is it? This goes here. Yeah. Just take that spring out. I'm going to try to snake this thing in a little bit more so I can get this thing a little bit more attached to this particular part. This is the right way it goes. Woohoo! Nice, I actually got this thing back all the way. Where this slips in, like so. And it goes into this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We'll just leave it like that. Then here goes the spring. That goes into here. Of course, then we gotta do the most pain in the butt part, and that's actually reinstall this, which the spring, for some particular reason, wants to keep on popping out all the time. But you know what? We'll just learn to deal with it. Just go with the flow. I think since this is really back into the